Hello and welcome back to Gas Beauty Tabletop Football, where if you watched the last video, you're not going to see my face much in this because I'm going to show you this, but if you watched the last video, you remember I built that little runner which is going to extend out the side of the pitch. Now I have managed to get that in place, so it has been screwed underneath onto the board and it just brings out that extra piece, sort of 2.5 inches on the edge of the pitch. Just to tidy it up a bit as well, I have glued on some of this, what's it called, roofing felt, and that just tidies that up, brings it in keeping with that and keeps the level the same, because it was, even though the timber I've used there, the scrap bits of timber and whatnot, were the same thickness as the board, there was a bit of a sort of 1.5 millimetre dip there. But anyway, that's all done now and it's all tidied up. So what we can do is we can grab the old blue and white terrace, slide that back, and what you'll see there, two things you should spot there, that it brings us back that extra bit of couple of inches, 2.5 inches, gives a lot more clearance. I know you think it might not make a lot of difference, but it does when you're playing. Have I got any players on the pitch? It's still a bit of a mess around here. I need to have an actual game of Sputio at some point. Look at that, kicking keeper. I use them for kicking keepers. They're actually sort of specially painted goalkeepers that come as part of a Bristol Rovers away set. Right, anyway, so we've moved that back and gives us a lot more space there. So as I sort of demonstrated there without really thinking about it, it's a lot more throwing in space than we had before, because if you remember that Thatcher's stand, that came right out here. It in fact covered that white line, so the roof of that was by here. It's about so high. So you know, to do a throw in, you like, you know, your arms like that. Now you don't have to worry about that anymore. Got a lot more room for playing, so that should make it very easy indeed. Now over to the side here, this is the gap that's going to be the new seated terrace, still in the process of being built. Don't worry, it is happening slowly, but there's a lot of gluing with that. But I just wanted to show you this because this is now in place. Oh, the other thing I was going to show you was how I've decided where this is going to go. So took a few measurements, but I don't know if you recall, so I will show you. If you lift up this playing surface, there is underneath, and hopefully you can see that, a wall piece of paper pasted down, traditional Subbuteo cloth. It is wallpaper pasted down, isn't it? Feels like it might actually be loose. I have previously wallpaper pasted them down. Anyway, the point of that is, that's just like a sort of base surface that I put the pitch over the top and it sort of makes it run nicer. In there, which you can't quite see, but there's a gap in this roofing felt. So that's where that sits, and it just, there's a little bit of a lip there, and that sort of guides where I put the pitch when I lay it over the top. Now what I've done is measure from the ends, so both ends of that, found a centre, which is exactly where that line is, to be honest. And then I built the runner so that the blue and white quarters sit right in the middle of the pitch, just for aesthetics there. If you're a Rovers fan, if you're not a Rovers fan, you probably don't care about that, but that means that when I'm playing a match, basically this blue and white terrace is right in the middle. The away end's up here, suitably a bit out of the way. Away end doesn't run over the edge of the pitch, so you know they've got a reasonable view for away fans. And then the new bit will go over here. Have I got anything else to tell you? I think that's about it now. So that's the next bit of stadium redevelopment. This bit will obviously be the next section when I finish that other mini series of building that. So that will go in there. Maybe that'll have a runner on, depends how deep I go with it, maybe not. And then I think really the final bit, I'll have to get the fences in as well. And then the final bit, I'm starting to sort of toy with the idea of looking for a new pitch to try out, because we've had this one now for, well, by the time I get sorted, it'd be a full year that this one's been on. And as much as I love the look of it, you know, it would be nice to try some different playing surfaces and see how we get on with them. But that will be sometime in the future, so stay tuned for that. Got the blue and white terrace in place. We can start thinking about where we're going to put these now as well. Because I've got a little, I don't know if you can see on the camera there, it might be slightly off, but got a little corner space to fit that. And then obviously there's another corner space over here where we can fit another one. But that's talk for another time. Anyway, until next time, up the gas.